Ladies and gentlemen of the world, I would like to say something. Stop the hysteria. Stop the hysteria. I am referring, of course, to the recent media storm over swine flu. Swine flu, at the last time I checked on the news, had infected 2,000 people in Mexico, killed 134 people in that country. What else has happened? Well, outside of Mexico, there have been 70 recorded cases of swine flu. When was the last time 70 cases was considered a pandemic? Not to disrespect our friends south of the border, I have many friends that come from Mexico, but even they will tell you don't drink the water. Even they will tell you that there's a reason that doctors in Mexico have to take tests and courses before they're allowed to practice medicine in America or other countries. During the Middle Ages, the Black Plague killed millions of people. That was a pandemic. That was an epidemic. Let's look at some pandemics of recent years. Let's see, what do I have here? West Nile virus. The United States, in 2007, a total of 3,630 cases of West Nile virus, severe cases, were reported, and 124 deaths. Now, this is only the extremely serious infections that we're talking about, and of those, only 4% were fatal. That's not counting the regular old normal West Nile virus infections, which honestly, my wife had one, and she was, I think, 16 at the time, and she was fine. The doctor told her, go home, get some bed rest. But that was a pandemic. That was a pandemic that was going to wipe out the world at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who's perpetuating this? The media. I'm not gonna take any party line here. Turn on any station, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. Look at them. You know, you can take what they say at face value, or you can do some research and look at the numbers yourself. Because, let me tell you, they're doing this to get attention. They're doing this to sell their story. They're doing this to sell a story. And you know what they're doing in the process? They're getting tons of money, and they're clogging emergency rooms. They're sending people who don't need doctors' checkups to clog emergency rooms and get checkups that their health insurance doesn't cover and that they can't pay for. And that just causes problems for them and everyone who comes to that hospital. Because guess what? They can't force you to pay for emergency care. But every time somebody who can pay for it goes in there, not only are they paying for themselves, they're paying for everyone who couldn't pay. Ladies and gentlemen, hysteria has gripped this world. People jump to the worst catastrophe imaginable. It's to the point where I'm almost convinced that the human race would not be happy unless they had something to fear, or hate, or direct their anger against. Let's look at a real crisis. In Nigeria, 138,000 people a year die from tuberculosis, a disease that we cured ages ago. And that's only one of over a dozen countries where TB deaths are still a major issue. Think about that next time you panic and go into the emergency room for swine flu. Until next time.